I am Professor Falcon, and I am here to teach you the ins and outs of a drum kit. The first thing I want to tell you all is that most people stereotype the company Sabian, with only making cymbals. Just because a particular company makes a certain part of the kit doesn't mean that's all they make. This company, for the stick, Vic Firth, makes predominantly sticks, but they also make cymbals and the drums themselves. Second thing, I want to talk to you about are the different types of drums that we have in a standard 5-piece kit. Granted, this is not a 5-piece kit, but it has the same drums as a 5-piece kit would normally have. First, we have the snare drum, which is the most commonly played drum of all the drums in the kit, which sounds like that. And being as it is the most commonly played drum, it is the most worn out, and the one that needs to be replaced most often. The second set of drums I would like to tell you about are the two toms. We have the high tom and the mod tom. These two drums are typically used in doing fill work for the song that you are playing. The fourth drum is the floor tom, which is on the floor. And this big guy right here, I call him bass, is the bass drum. The bass drum, as the bass guitar is used to drown out or lessen the sound of the other drums. This is also what the bass guitar is used for. The next segment of the drum kit I would like to tell you about are the cymbals. There are 5 basic types of cymbals. We have the hi-hat, the crash, the splash, the ride, the china, and the ride. Now, as I said before, these cymbals are made by Paiste, but that doesn't necessarily mean Paiste is the only thing. Cymbals are not the only thing Paiste makes. Paiste also makes drums, sticks, and drum heads. The ride typically comes in 18 to 22-inch sizes and is the drum cymbal that is used to carry the beat in the chorus, whereas the hi-hat, typically 13 to 15 inches, is the cymbal used to carry the beat in the verse. However, if you have some bands like Cake and Rush, this may not necessarily be true. The hi-hat may be for the chorus, and the ride, as Neil Peart so expertly does, may be used for the verse. Now, the splash comes in many different sizes, normally 6 to 12, and it's been called the mini crash because it is literally almost the size of a full-fledged crash cymbal. Now, as for the hi-hats, there are a pair of hi-hats that are made by, I believe they're Sabian, that are called nano hats, which are 9-inch hats, which, to give you a size comparison of how big 9-inch hats are, about this size. Pretty small. Pretty small. Now, there is very much a misconception that what you hit when you play drums are the drums themselves. This is not true. What you're hitting is not the drum, rather the drum head. This is the drum, this is the head. Drum, drum head. Drum, drum head. head. Okay. The next part I want to talk to you about is the hardware. You're thinking, I signed up for a drum class, not a shop class. No, hardware in a drum kit is everything that's used to fasten down all the cymbals and drums and drum heads. This is a Pearl boom stand, and it's a boom stand because you have this part that sticks out rather than a straight stand, which just by its name is straight. Now the hardware includes the stands, any extensions such as this, the nuts, the bolts, attachments, fasteners, and wing nuts, anything that's used to fasten down parts of the drum kit is included in the hardware. Thus, the bass pedal and the hi-hat pedal are in the hardware as well. Now, what people don't understand about drums is that there are not just companies of drum parts like heads and cymbals and sticks, but there are also lines within the companies. And the best way I like to describe this is using a car analogy. You have a Ford Mustang. Ford is the make, Mustang is the model. Same thing with cymbals and drum heads. This is a Paiste cymbal. It's a Paiste crash cymbal, but it's in the PST3 line of Paiste cymbals. So therefore, the make would be Paiste. The model would be a PST3. So if this were a car, it would be a Ford Mustang or a Paiste PST3. And the same goes with drum heads. The drum heads I use personally are Remo heads, but they're in the Emperor line of Remo heads. If you take the time to learn drums, I believe that you will learn to enjoy them. They cost an arm and a leg to get, as I have learned, but they don't take that much to maintain. And once you learn how to keep time and learn to play the drums, I'm sure, as I have experienced, you will learn to enjoy them. Thank you, and have a good day.